Now, whether you like the Squid Game finale or not, there was a lot in the ending that definitely left people confused. Why did the main character sacrifice himself? What were the creators trying to say with such an ending? What was Hella doing there, and what about all those characters you probably didn't even remember? Their story conclusions were probably hard to figure out too. But before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Rantent. Now let's break everything down together, the ending of Squid Game. Starting with player 456, Gi-hun's sacrifice. To understand this, just remember who Gi-hun was back in Season 1, a gambling addict who blew money on horse races, even lost his mother's savings. Now, in the climax of Season 3, he gives up his life for a child who isn't even related to him by blood. It simply shows how beautifully and deeply his character arc was crafted. A man who was once selfish and thought money would solve all his problems is now selfless, putting others before himself. Look at the final game. There are 3 people left: Gi-hun, the baby's actual father, and a newborn baby. The rules are simple. Someone has to die for the game to end. Technically, they could have just gotten rid of the baby and split the prize money, but that would have made them literal monsters. Here's where it gets twisted. The baby's own father threatens to drop her. That was completely unexpected. So why does he do it? Because he's become a product of this system, one where self-interest is everything. This entire game was created precisely to show that side of human psychology on screen. Even the creator of the show said Seong-gi is a metaphor, a mirror to that part of society where money and survival come above all, even above your own child's life. On the other hand, player 456 saves the baby because he promised her mother, Johnny, whom you saw die in the jump rope game. Why? Because that baby reminds him of his own daughter. So these 2 characters were meant to represent the 2 extremes of society. Then comes the logical question. Why did Gi-hun still sacrifice himself at the end, even after the other man fell? What was the point? Many wondered if once Seong-gi fell, didn't Gi-hun and the baby already win? But that's where the game's rules come in. The game only officially starts when someone presses the button on the platform. When Seong-gi fell, no one had pressed the button yet, meaning his death didn't count. So according to the rules, if player 456 hadn't sacrificed himself, both he and the baby would have been killed. That's why he chose to give up his life, making the baby the winner. That's when he says his last line, "We are not horses. We are humans, and humans are," before falling backward. The show doesn't reveal what he was about to say. That ambiguity was intentional. The episode itself is titled, "Humans Are." They didn't spoon-feed us. They left it to the audience to decide what humans truly are. So it's up to you. Are humans selfless or selfish? In my opinion, it was a perfect, clever way to handle it. And if you look at the whole story, the horses line makes complete sense. Remember, Squid Game started with betting on horses. Gi-hun himself did that. Similarly, the VIPs were betting on them. Then we have Hwang Jun-ho. The frontman fans of Season 1 will remember. He won Squid Game back in 2015 and later became the frontman himself. A man turned into a monster by the game, stripped of his humanity. So why did he stay part of it? Even his brother asks him this. The answer likely lies in his guilt. He lost his wife, the reason he entered Squid Game as a player. To win for her, he killed other contestants and became the winner. But despite everything, his wife didn't survive, drowning him in guilt. So when Il-nam, the game's original founder, offered him the role of front man, he accepted. The game became his twisted sense of purpose, a way to justify his past. He gave players similar choices to what he once faced, and when they made the same desperate decisions, he felt a kind of relief, like his own actions were justified. But when Gi-hun faced that choice, he didn't lose his humanity. He didn't kill others, which shook Jun-ho's entire belief system. He realized humanity still existed, and that what he did was wrong. So he tries to secure Gi-hun's daughter's future and that of a baby, trying to right his wrongs. He even hands over the full prize money he once won to his brother for the baby, slightly easing his regrets. The show hints he's still part of the game, but now maybe his role is even bigger. It's like he can't escape it. Now he sees the game as punishment. Meanwhile, the Squid Game under his watch in Korea is over, his arc completed. Many other characters most fans probably forgot also got closure. Most of these were side plots separate from main story. Like Kang-no, who used to work at a Disneyland-like place before becoming a guard. Her story connects with Player Park. They work together, and Park's daughter has cancer. So Kang makes it her mission to get Park out of the game alive, because she sees her own daughter in her. Her past was tragic too. She escaped from North Korea, her husband was killed, and she was told her daughter died. But by season's end, we find out her daughter might still be alive. In the final scene, she heads to Qingdao, China, holding on to hope. Every story here is about hope. We even get a heartwarming moment when player Sae-byeok's little brother reunites with his mother. Remember, he and his sister escaped from North Korea, but their mother was left behind. Sae-byeok joined Squid Game to earn money to get her mother out, but died in Season 1. Gi-hun took responsibility and kept his promise, bringing her mother out. Now finally, this family is back together. Pink Mortal's storyline also wraps up. Mr. Kim, the new hotel owner, is renovating the place. If you remember, this was where Gi-hun lived. Before entering Squid Game the second time, he'd made this his base. So one by one, all these stories got their closure. But what's next? We get a hint right at the end. Cate Blanchett shows up. You probably know her as Hela from the MCU, and in Squid Game, she's about to appear as a recruiter. The point is, Squid Game is a global phenomenon. It's happening in every country. Season 4 might have ended Korea's game, but it's still running elsewhere. Even in Season 1, the VIPs said Korea's games are the best. So it's clear there are games in other countries. Kate's character is probably set up for an American spin-off. According to rumors, David Fincher is developing a US-based Squid Game, and Kate could be the lead. The ending clearly shows Kate's recruiter will be part of this. The eye contact between her and In-ho hints he's now operating on a global scale, maybe even a mastermind. Only time will tell. But for now, it's certain we're going to see multiple Squid Game spin-offs from different countries. The first is obviously going to be an American version. Hope you enjoyed this explanation of the ending. If you did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Rantent. Let me know what you think about it, and what shows or movies you'd like to see explored next. More breakdowns and stories will be coming soon. Until next time, take care and keep watching.